Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Qazi. I am studying in class 7. नात सफ़र शुरू करने से पहले एक मरतबा दरूद शरीफ पढ़ लीजिए। आका हमारे सरकार अनवर रहमत सरासरा साक़ी कौसर अहमद मोहम्मद तामुदस्सिर हर नाम उनका बेहतर से बेहतर सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम। शमशुद्दुहा है बदरुद्दुजा है वो दीन हक पे जलवानुमा है फौकुल बशर है खैरुल वरा है आका हमारे सबसे जुदा है सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम। मुस्कान है उनका फिरदौस आला उनकी रज़ा है अशर आला हर बात उनकी फरमाने आला कुरान लाए वो जिक्र आला सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम।
It involves expressing love, reverence, and gratitude to the Prophet for his guidance, teaching, and sacrifice. Let's hear a recitation by Salah Imran family. This is also being composed by Dr. Qazi
Assalamu alaikum everyone gathered over here today. Respected chief guests, Dr. Qazi Azher, Dr. Syed Aqil Ahmed, the Vice Chancellor, the VC of Yenapaya, President Dr. Zakir Hussain, Event Organizer Dr. Nasima Akhtar, Vice President Dr. Nasir Abbas, all distinguished guests on the dais, invited esteemed guests, reporters, teachers, ladies and gentlemen. A very good morning to all of you. It is indeed a memorable day and it will be remembered, Allah willing, that it will be a successful one. Dr. Qazi S. Azher, a personality of high educational qualification and immense energy, who will deliver all the keynote addresses of the seminar. I welcome you. I welcome his Mrs. Zarina Azher, who all the way has come from USA to be here amidst all of us. I welcome her. I welcome Asma Khalil, Omar. I welcome Omar Farooq Khalil, who all the way has come from Bangalore, and Samina Khalil also. And also Imtiaz Bairi from Bombay, who has come from a long distance to visit. Dr. Syed Aqil Ahmed, BC Yenapaya University, who is a remarkable educationist and a showering example. I welcome you. The President, Dr. Zakir Hussain, who needs no introduction and whom I know better than most of all of you. I welcome you. The Vice President, Dr. Nasir Abbas, an encouraging person of our trust and moral supporter. I welcome you. I welcome His Mrs. Dr. Salma Abbas, who has come all the way from Bangalore again, and Tasneema Akhtar, who has come even further from Hassan. Dr. Nasima Akhtar, the event organizer, without which the program would not have been possible. I welcome you. I welcome all our esteemed guests and hope you will have a valuable time here today. I welcome the teachers who have assembled here and have taken their time to come and be with us. Lastly, I welcome all the students, participants, and everyone involved. Lastly, with the thought I end, the person armed with information will always win the battle. I welcome one, I welcome all. Thank you very much.
I thank Mrs. Marleen Hussain for having been such a gracious host. Thanks for the kind words and warm introduction. We are honored to have Dr. Qazi Azher with us today. It's a pleasure to invite him to share his thoughts and reflections about the exemplary legend, founder president of Sultan Shahid Education Trust, Professor P. Shekhari Sahib. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Qazi Azher to the stage.
See, why we have initiated this topic, the seminar of language of why we have to improve as medium of instruction. I'm not going to highlight because the right person will talk right thing. But before I go, my main aspect here is to introduce Dr. Syed Akhil Ahmad Sahib. See, what I have done is, I have taken down all of your mobile numbers. And his biodata run into 4 PDF pages. And believe me, to read the 4 PDF pages takes minimum of 20 to 25 minutes. I can't spare that time. So I will be sending it to you all. Because my father's first statement was, what you listen from one ear automatically gets away from the other ear. So whatever Dr. Syed Akhil Ahmad Sahib achieved in life, you can read at your own leisure. Absorb it, saturate it, and most important, dear students, dear teachers, emulate him. An example of what a person can achieve. This is what is an exemplary figure. Dr. Syed Akhil Ahmad Sahib, I'm not proud of you. I'm proud of your mother for bringing a son like you. Can you believe it? His mother was the first Muslim lady of being 2 double graduates. This is what is the role of a woman, to bring sons like him. Dr. Syed Akhil Ahmad, who is the Vice Chancellor, who is a pioneer in his field. If I sit down with him, I just hold my hand and try to absorb. It's like radiation coming towards you. The chemical aspect, the molecules get absorbed. This is his charm. This is his charisma. All of you, like I said, go home, read the 4 PDF pages. See, we have our esteemed guest, Dr. Qazi Sahib, who will be delivering all keynote addresses. Of course, he is another gigantic personality. And why all these things have happened? All these things have happened because of following a traditional footstep. And who? I am trying to emulate my father. But I know, even if I can come up to 10% of his caliber, 10% of his qualities, I feel my vision has been fulfilled. So with much ado and nothing, I invite Dr. Syed Akhil Ahmad Sahib to come over and tell you.
The great personality, Professor B. Sheikh Ali, that his personality could be summed up in just two sentences: simplicity personified, intellectualism objectified. With this preamble, I will start my speech. Distinguished President of this esteemed institution, Dr. Zakir Hussain Sahab, Chief and guest of the honor for this seminar, Qazi Azher Sahab, Vice President Dr. Nasir Abbas Sahab, distinguished Secretary of this institution, Mrs. Farheen Hussain, Mrs. Nafis Ahmad, the other dignitaries on the dais, special invitees, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. My association with the Professor B. Sheikh Ali is only 50 years. I first met him as a student in 1972 when I got a lecturer post at the age of 20 years in the university. When I went to his home, he was there in the professor's quarters. And he was so delighted to see me as a lecturer in the chemistry department, because I was the first one Muslim lecturer in the history of Mysore University to be the lecturer in the postgraduate department. And incidentally, my association with all the great personalities, the age gap is minimum 20 to 30 years. Be Professor B. Sheikh Ali Sahab, be Professor Ali Janab Aziz Said Sahab, then Advocate Ghaffar Khan Sahab, all the people, Amir Khader Sahab, K. Khader Sahab, all the Gauri Sahab, all this, my gap is minimum of 20 to 30 years, and they used to call me as my friend. I continued that. And that is a great blessing, that I have been moving always with a great personality, so that the great thoughts were flowing like a Ganga and Jamuna, and we used to have discussions. Hardly any other topic Professor B. Sheikh Ali Sahab has not discussed with me, be the initiation of this particular trust. था उन्हें भी मेरी तरह जुनून, था उन्हें भी मेरी तरह जुनून, तो उनमें और मुझ में ये फर्क क्यों? था उन्हें भी मेरी तरह जुनून, तो उनमें और मुझ में ये फर्क क्यों? मैं गिरफ्त गम से न बच सका, वो हुदूद गम से निकल गए। मैं गिरफ्त गम से न बच सका, वो हुदूद गम से निकल गए। And this is exactly what has happened, that he has established. I remember those days that he used to travel from Saraswatipuram to Hausya Nagar in a Luna as a backseater. It is on my insistence. He said, you should not travel. You should not afford to fall down at this age. He stopped coming on a Luna. That was his personality. इस सादगी पे कौन न मुरझाए, ऐ कतील करते हैं खत्ल और हाथ में तलवार भी नहीं। इससे आगे बढ़कर मंजिल तलाश कर, मंजिल से आगे बढ़कर मंजिल तलाश कर, मिल जाए तुझको दरिया तो समंदर तलाश कर। मंजिल से आगे बढ़कर मंजिल तलाश कर, मिल जाए तुझको दरिया तो समंदर तलाश कर। प्लीज हैव लिटिल अटेंशन फॉर द नेक्स्ट कपलेट। हर शीशा टूट जाता है, हर शीशा टूट जाता है पत्थर की चोट से, पत्थर ही टूट जाए वो शीशा तलाश कर। And I would like to end up with the last couplet of Allama Iqbal. Particularly, we always give a lot of importance to Huququllah. I'll be talking in many of my speeches which are there in YouTube, and you will see that I'm talking of Huququl Ibad. Huququllah, mashallah, a lot of the Jamaats have been working on it. What is important, if you want to rule the country, if you want to rule the world, you have to master the Huququl Ibad. सदियां गुजर गई तेरे सजदों को क्या हुआ, सदियां गुजर गई तेरे सजदों को क्या हुआ, दुनिया तेरी बदल दे वो सजदा तलाश कर। Thank you very much. Let me end up with my couplet of the Robert Frost. Woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep. Miles to go before I sleep, miles to go before I sleep. Thank you very much.
Today is a very important day for all of us because we have organized a seminar. The topic of the seminar is language as a medium of instruction and improvement. So we have two distinguished speakers One is Dr. Qazi Azher, who has come from America. He is actually very well versed teacher as well as a physician. Along with him, we have our Dr. Syed Akhil Ahmed Sahib, the Vice Chancellor. He has contributed a lot in his team, and may I introduce Dr. Qazi Sahib to speak to the press.
It was my pleasure to come to Sultan Shahid Trust and the institutions, and I'm very happy. It's a nice combination of institution along with the B.Ed college, where the teachers are made, and the high school is there, and so I was interested in particularly in mother tongue and science. Being a physician, I know neuroscience of learning and teaching. So I gave a little talk on that, and hopefully it helped everybody, and the teachers will be enjoying.
So, what you are addressing the teachers and all, hope the parents will be there in today's session.
That's true, and unfortunately they are not here.
Yeah. So, what is your message, sir, about your
Oh,
To the
them,
parents. To the parents.
Yeah, definitely I will tell all the studies, including UNESCO's studies and even national education policy, highly recommend, not only highly recommends, it's obligatory for them to teach their kids in mother tongue according to national education policy, at least up to 5th grade, at least.
at least?
So recommended up to high school, 12th grade, but at least up to 5th grade.
So, if asked about Mr. Sheikh Ali Magum, what is your answer?
He was, great educationist and a great teacher. He had full of information. Particularly, he was a great historian. And I spoke to him, and of course, that is his field. And he has mastered over. He is a multilingual person. He was a multilingual. And he knew Urdu is, of course, mother tongue, but he knew English, even Sanskrit he knew, and Persian, and the Kannada, of course, you are in the. So he was a multilingual, and multilingual brains are better than monolingual brains than bilingual brains. Even in his 90s, his brain was so sharp because of this multilinguality. I'm just giving a scientific reason, but he was a great.
Sir, this is the last question. After him, Dr. Zakir Sahib is going this stuff. How you feel about it?
Dr. Zakir Hussain Saab is following his father's tradition and trying to promote that culture of education among the community, particularly in low socioeconomic areas here. So I really congratulate. It's a very difficult task. It's not easy, and parents don't want to send their kids, and how to bring them to school. And most of them are manual workers, and they don't care about, and if the child labor is there, and to bring them to the school and putting a school in that area is a great achievement, and I'm really congratulations to you for all those efforts.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. दुनिया मिले तो समंदर की तलाश कर थोड़ा सा एक पैगाम था सर आपका सो व्हाट डू यू वांट
कहना है कि भी हमारी कौम को अगर ऊपर लाना है, हमारी कौम की बका में जहां पे इज्जत से आप दूसरे कौमों के साथ अब करना चाह रहे हैं, अब दूसरों कौमों के साथ कंधे से कंधा मिलाकर चलना है, तो आपको सिर्फ पढ़ना ही नहीं है, अच्छा पढ़ना है, अच्छा पढ़ना ही नहीं है, क्वालिटी का पढ़ना है, क्वालिटी से भी ज्यादा अब सबसे ज्यादा रिसर्च है। इसीलिए हमारे वालिदा के नाम से मैंने नूर एजुकेशनल रिसर्च फाउंडेशन किया है, क्योंकि मैं कॉलेज से ज्यादा मैं रिसर्च के ऊपर ज्यादा तरगीब देना हूं। इसीलिए मैं और शेख अली साहब अब नहीं है, 20-25 साल पहले हमने टू बी प्रिसाइज 1988 में हमने ये सोचा था कि एक यूनिवर्सिटी स्टार्ट करें। अब यूनिवर्सिटी का वो हो नहीं सका, कोई और असबाब थे, मगर 88 और अब 40 साल लोग गुजर गए हैं, एक यूनिवर्सिटी मुसलमानों की नहीं है। अब जो है जो 208 में सबसे पहले इनका हुआ, कौन सा, हमारे इनोपा, जिसका मैं फाउंडर रहा। अब हम लोकल हैं उत्तर प्रदेश में, वो या दो हैं, वहां पे तो मसाइल बहुत सारे हैं। अब रहा बियर अब्दुल रहमान साहब जो इसमें हैं, अब प्रेसिडेंसी यूनिवर्सिटी भी आ रही है, 2 या 3 है, और ऑफ कोर्स विप्रो वालों की है। मैं उनको खास मुसलमानों की नहीं कहता, क्योंकि वो तो जनरल लोगों के लिए कह रहे हैं। मेरा ये अहम जो मसला है ये कि मुसलमानों को आगे चलकर पढ़ना है। आजकल जो ये हो रहा है, आजकल की जो भी पॉलिसीज हो रहे हैं, वो चाह रहे हैं कि अभी आप पीयूसी से ज्यादा ना करें, और जो सिर्फ अगर ज्यादा से ज्यादा एक स्किल हुनर सीख लें और आप खिदमत करते रहिए। आपको रिसर्च करना और नई नॉलेज, नया इल्म ये पैदा करने का जो हुजूर सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम के जमाने में हुआ, वो उस करने के लिए नहीं दे रहे। इसीलिए हम जद्दोजहद करना पड़ता है, हमको कोशिश करनी पड़ती है। और सारे दानिशमंदों को मेरी मुअद्दिबाना आजिज़ाना गुजारिश भी है कि भी सब मिलकर ये करें कि भी ज्यादातर तवज्जो रिसर्च को दो। बहुत सारे ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस आ रहे हैं जो प्राइमरी एजुकेशन के लिए, मिडिल एजुकेशन के लिए और हाई स्कूल, फिर उसके बाद कॉलेज के लिए, तो बहुत सारे ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हैं। अब बहुत कम ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है जो, कोई भी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन नहीं है जो रिसर्च की तरफ तवज्जो देना चाह रहा है।
सर, दौरा में तकरीर आपने, शेख अली साहब, दौरा में तकरीर आपने, शेख अली साहब के जो मेहनतें थे इल्म को लेकर आपने बताया। सर, जो इदारे हैं इसमें आप उनके बाद उनके पसंद डॉक्टर जाकिर साहब जो खिदमत का अंजाम दे रहे हैं, आप किस तरह की उम्मीद करते हैं?
उनको तो बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज है, वो आसान भी नहीं है। जो उनका तो पिरामिड बना के चले गए, माशाअल्लाह, अल्लाह उन्हें जन्नत मग़फ़िरत, जन्नत फिरदौस अता करें और मग़फ़िरत करें। मगर एक चीज है, जाकिर हुसैन साहब, उसे और आगे जाना है और आगे चलना है। जब तक आगे नहीं चलते कुछ नहीं होता। और एक चीज आपको कह देता हूं कि मीडियोक्रेसी इज नॉट द सोल्यूशन। मीडियोक्रेसी विल क्रिएट प्रॉब्लम्स। मीडियोक्रेसी मतलब अब उर्दू में क्या कहते हैं आप? मीडियोक्रेसी जो औसतन जो है उसमें नहीं होता। यू हैव टू बी द बेस्ट। इसके लिए आपको मैं कुरान का भी हवाला देता हूं कि भी कुंतुम मुखरजत लिन्नासी, वो जो है उसके लिए आपको मैं कह देता हूं कि भी ये कुंतुम मुखरजत नासी सिर्फ जमातों के लिए कहने के लिए नहीं है। आप ऐसी कौम है जो आप दूसरों को करना चाहते हैं। कुंतुम मुखरजत लिन्नासी तामुरूना बिल मारूफ व तनहौना अनिल मुनकर व तु'मिनूना बिल्लाह, इसमें कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव है। मगर मैं कहता हूं कि यू आर द बेस्ट। इसलिए आप बेस्ट हैं कि कोई किताब ऐसी नहीं है जिसमें इल्म का जिक्र इतना हुआ है। पहले जो कौम जो थी, जो पहले जो सहाबा कराम थे, जो 60 साल में जो 2/3 दुनिया हासिल कर सकें, वो हम क्यों नहीं कर रहे हैं? इसलिए कि हम कुरान से दूर हैं, कुरान को नहीं समझ रहे हैं, कुरान को फॉलो नहीं कर रहे हैं। अब जब कुरान को फॉलो करें तो इंशाल्लाह सब कुछ हो जाएगा।
सर, आज नौजवान भटक चुका है, नशे का आदी हो चुका है, उन नौजवानों को क्या होना चाहिए?
जब तक ये हमारी जिम्मेदारी है। ये कह रहे थे कि एक टीचर के भी, हमारे अजहर साहब भी वही कह रहे थे, एक टीचर इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल। देखिए, 2 कम्युनिटीज बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट रहते हैं। पूरे कोई एक मुल्क को अगर बर्बाद करना है तो अब बॉम्ब डालने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है। 2 जो तबके हैं, एक टीचर्स का और एक डॉक्टर्स का, इनको आप करप्ट कर दीजिए, बस पूरी कौम बर्बाद हो जाती है। ये इसलिए कि भी आजकल टीचर्स में करप्शन मतलब फाइनेंशियल करप्शन नहीं, आइडियोलॉजिकल करप्शन हो गया, एथिकल करप्शन हो गया, मॉरल करप्शन आ गया है। इसलिए हमारी कौम ऊपर नहीं आ रही है। तो नेचुरली अब जो एक टीचर ऐसा है, एक टीचर को मैं ये कह रहा हूं कि अभी उसके पास तो इतना पावर है। मैं कभी भी ओरिएंटेशन जो कोर्सेस होते थे उसमें मैं कभी हर वक्त कहता कि भी मैं टीचर हूं, एक कोई भी एक स्टूडेंट दीजिए, अच्छा एक बहुत बड़ा चालाक स्टूडेंट, मैं उसका ऐसा माइंड चेंज कर सकता हूं कि 6 महीने में वो सुसाइड करेगा, क्योंकि उसे मैं बता दूंगा कि तू लायक नहीं है जीने के लिए। मगर एक टीचर ये भी कर सकता है, एक औसतन एक स्टूडेंट उसे लेकर, उसे उतना राग़िब करके उसे ये कहने कि वो भी कुछ कर सकता है। ये टीचरों पर जिम्मेदारी है, ये टीचरों ही पे जिम्मेदारी है। इसीलिए आपको 1986 का अगर आप एजुकेशन पॉलिसी अगर पढ़े, उसका जो प्रियाम्बल है, डेस्टिनीज ऑफ नेशंस आर मेड इन ए क्लासरूम, आर्किटेक्ट ऑफ दिस डेस्टिनी मेकर इज ए टीचर। टीचरों को इसलिए ट्रेनिंग द टीचर्स, दैट्स व्हाई जो बीएड का जो हमने शेख अली साहब हजरत मरहूम से जो हमने गिफ्ट हुए थे, मैं बोला कि वो ट्रेनिंग द टीचर्स, वो विप्रो वालों का जो था उस वक्त हम डिस्कस किए थे।
Louder than before? Thanks. This is for everybody. Those who are in teaching profession or learning how to teach, and parents who are putting their kids in the school. So for everyone. So this session will be very interactive. I'm going to ask questions and you have to respond. And particularly from those, why those seats are again empty? Come from the back, come in front. No, there's nobody. From the back row, come here and fill those chairs. Fill those chairs. Thank you. If you are not going to fill those chairs, I'm not going to start.
Dr. Akhil Ahmed, the luminary of the academic world in Mysore, he said, today the dictum is publish or perish. That is what he said half an hour ago, and it is the 100% truth. Sri M. Vishwesvaraya, the engineer, is said to have said, industrialize or perish. Like that, today the dictum is publish or perish. If you don't publish papers, if you don't do research, you will make no progress and you will contribute nothing to this society. And I am supposed to talk about the joy and the necessity for research among the students and the teachers also. Why the students here? What research should students do? After all, they are school-going students. After all, they are college-going students. Why should they do research? That is when research should begin in the minds of young children. The inquisitiveness, the need to learn the reason behind what they see, that is the beginning of research, and that is when research has to start at a very young age, and that makes ignited minds, which Dr. Kalam said. Ignited minds are minds where seeking spirit, the learning spirit is ignited. Telling somebody to memorize the tables, 2 ones are 2, 3 ones are 3, telling somebody to recite a poetry, that is not real learning. That is only exposing the child to whatever has already been done and written. Whatever poems, whatever textbooks my father studied and my grandfather studied, I have studied and my children are studying now. So that is not research. Research is learning something new at every step of our lives.
On behalf of the management, we would like to thank Dr. Javed Naeem for sharing his precious time.
So that's how we waste is. वो अटेंडेंस एक मिनट 10-15 मिनट तो जरूर वो बच्चा अरे लाइन कहाँ है नहीं है अरे बैठ नहीं आ रहे माहौल करना चला 15 मिनट वेस्ट अब लास्ट वन हाउ वी वेस्ट subject give homework. Okay, so this is the thing I think, and these are the ways we can avoid that, and we put it into small clips, and that's what I was doing. In between I was cutting jokes, in between I was making you laugh, so the neurons get refreshed, the one you were using it. So that's the way you divide it into 1, 2, 3, 4. Each 10 minutes will be the period to refresh those neurons. There is lot more. I can spend months and months. If you are B.Ed college, faculty, make me faculty member. Don't pay those motivational speakers. Pay me 1 lakh per period. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.